All right, ESPN and Don Staley. So yesterday, Don Staley had a press conference interview before the championship game, which always happens, right? The coaches and some of the star players, they have an opportunity to talk to the coach and the players about what's going on, right? So the media asks various questions, and then from those questions, various articles get written, right? To try to get clicks, try to get views, and to ultimately try to get more people to be engaged with what's happening for the championship game. All right. And ESPN posted this on X. This is they were trying to get people to go to the website to listen to specifically what they wanted to send people to the website to specifically read the article around what Don Staley said. All right. And in my opinion, they misconstrued what Don Staley said in order to get people to click and engage with them. So here is what ESPN wrote. ESPN wrote, Don Staley says narrative around Paige Bueckers and her quest to win a title has overshadowed South Carolina's feats. And that's not what that was. So I listened to the whole thing. That was not the vibe I got from what Don Staley said. And I'm going to play it for us. I'm going to play it for all of us to listen to it together. I'm going to play it. Because Don Staley saw that and was like, lies, fix your headline, please. Because she never said that Paige Bueckers overshadowed what South Carolina was doing. So here is what Don Staley had to say. That was not what ESPN headline made you to believe.
Yukon in the last couple decades, in the last decade, have dominated the sport, playing well and winning championships. I remember you eloquently spoke last year about Caitlin and how winning a title does not define a legacy, since you yourself in the Final Four many times and didn't win it. Just how
I hope this year goes the same way.
That's my question. I mean, you have a player in Paige who obviously is one of the best in the country right now and has had an injured play career, but really good, you know her well. Can you just talk about her, what she's meant to women's basketball, and even if you guys do win tomorrow, how that won't define her as not being maybe as good as others just because she didn't win a title, if that's what you believe?
I'm going to tread lightly with this. Here's the thing. You know, sometimes we create these narratives about great players. Caitlin was one of them. Paige is one of them right now. And we tend to forget the narrative about what our kids have been able to do and going for their third in 4 years. So there's a sentimental narrative about Paige. Great freaking player. Mm-hmm. Like anybody would start their franchise with Paige because of her efficient way of playing, because of she's a winner, because she's cerebrally just knows the game, just has an aura about her. And she'll be the number one pick in the WNBA draft, and she'll be an Olympian. She'll be all of those things, right? But when you put a narrative out there, everybody sees that, and it puts us at a disadvantage, whether you want to believe so or not. You know, officials see it. You know, it's all over TikTok. It's all over SportsCenter. It's all over all of that. And she's a great player. Mm-hmm. But just because you're a great player doesn't mean you need to win a national championship to legitimize it. Paige is legit. She was legit from the moment she stepped, you know, on this stage or prior to in Minnesota. You know, her career is legendary. She will leave a legacy at Yukon, whether she wins one or not. So I just want to put that out there. Like I can't not address it because it's happening. Like it happened to us last year. You know, everything was about Caitlin Clark and her legacy and her ability to win a national championship. Yet we were coming in this thing undefeated, doing something that's unprecedented at the time because it's hard. I mean, it's hard. And then we find ourselves back here in a similar situation. So, you know, I want the sentiments to be about our players and what our players been able to do equally, because there's room to do both. Okay, we can raise Paige up because she deserves that. We can raise our players up because they deserve that. And that's not talked about enough. There's room for our game. Like there's for Jose. There's room for our game for all of us to be covered. Let's not choose one's history over another program's history. Let's not choose one player over another player's history, because we're all creating history for our game.
So that's what Dawn Staley had to say. There is room for both. There's room for both. That's the point that she was trying to make. Yes, Paige is awesome, and she wasn't even saying stop talking about the attention that Paige Beckers was getting. Her point was there is room to talk about the epic nature of how great Paige Beckers is, and how she may not, how she may not win a championship, and Dawn Staley would like her to finish college without winning a championship, and yet because of course Dawn Staley is the opponent coach, so of course she does not want her to win the she doesn't want her to win a championship. But her point was you can do both. Women's basketball is not a zero-sum game. Because you talk about one aspect of the game does not mean you can't talk about other stuff. You can talk about it all. You can talk about it all because women's basketball is layered. It's layered, okay? And I thought Dawn had a great response. And she literally started with, I'm going to tread carefully, because she knows how people can kind of take certain stuff and make it into, whatever they want to make it into. And then we see this. The headline the tweet that they put out is Dawn Staley says narrative around Paige Beckers and her quest to win a title has overshadowed South Carolina's feats. She never said overshadowed. She said you can do both. That's what she said. But you write it like that, and then all of a sudden you get people who did not listen to the full quote, fully, like the whole thing, the question, and then the full response, and then they respond and be like, Dawn's a hater. Dawn's this. Dawn's that. Off of that. And so the elephant in the room, because the theme is elephant in the room, I talked about it for that first topic. We'll talk about it for this topic. The elephant in the room is that ratings and numbers are heavily built on divisiveness. ESPN has the rights to women's college basketball, to the tournament, right? They have full rights to it. They are trying to do whatever they can to create some create some animosity, create something negative to get people to watch. And their thoughts around that is, you know what? We need a good guy and a bad guy. We need to create something. We need to stir something up. Let's get some engagement in. And, you write stuff like this that twists what she said. It twists out what she said. She didn't say that Paige Beckers' race quest to win a title overshadowed South Carolina. She said, no, you can do both. That's what she said. Okay? And there is a incentive to sway stuff a certain way to get a response from people. That's what it is. And also, guys, it felt like close to 50% of those questions in the Dawn Staley presser had to do with with Yukon. It didn't even have to do with South Carolina. It had to do with Yukon. At one point, I forgot the exact clip, the exact timestamp, because I would show it. But at one point, Dawn seemed a little frustrated with it. Like, man, y'all ain't got no questions about us. We South Carolina, right? You keep asking questions about Yukon. And I thought that was a little bit funny. But I will say this. One thing that I actually have not seen anybody comment about this Dawn Staley presser is the fact that she said that Sanaya Fagan is going to be a lottery pick. So I was watching the press conference, and I heard that, and I was like, whoa, Sanaya Fagan is going to be a lottery pick? Hey, Dawn Staley called it. Dawn Staley called it and said that Sanaya Fagan is going to be a lottery pick. And maybe someone has wrote about it. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it pop up about somebody writing about the fact that Sanaya Fagan is going to be a lottery pick according to Dawn Staley. I'm going to say this. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. At this point, anything can happen. I think the draft boards have completely gone crazy, and like there's no one there. Like I haven't seen anything about that, and so it's one of those things where I don't know. Certain things are certain narratives are put out there and whatnot. So anyway. Thank you so much, GDM, for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. Dwayne, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, love your channel. Stay on the positivity. I will. KB, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, this is for yesterday when someone asked you what coach you thought could help Olivia Miles improve her defense. We both said Don at the same time. LOL. Yeah, because Don good. Yeah. I think I said Don, Gino, Mark Campbell. I think that's what I said. And I just said, dang it. I'm trying to pause instead of saying, All right, Peggy, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, we should celebrate women's basketball as a whole. It's great. Facts. Facts on facts on facts. Didi in Tennessee, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, Quita, I get what you're saying. Women's basketball is on an upward trajectory. People can have their opinions, but what you're doing is stating facts and the reality that is for the game. Excellent coverage. I appreciate you, DD.